Ooh, I hope I have my stuff, because I'm not getting up. I feel like I do this every time. Oh, no. Okay. Well, you know what? We're living off roaches today. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my Absolutely Fried podcast. My name is Jezabelle, and every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we get absolutely fried together on Kick and Twitch. How is everybody feeling tonight? Let me fix that. How are we feeling? Happy Monday, everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, hello. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you're more of a listener than a viewer, just know that this podcast is available to you on every streaming platform. So Spotify, sorry, upstairs neighbor. I don't know if y'all heard that, but I just banged around. We'll get to that. This podcast is available on every streaming platform. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Samsung, Amazon, you name it, it's there. Just search Absolutely Fried and it'll pop up. Or you can also check the description for the links. Also, please don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram at Absolutely Fried Podcast. Doing your essay that is due tomorrow. Be honest with me. Are you guys in college using ChatGPT? Are you guys using ChatGPT? Is that still a thing? Or have they developed better ways to detect if people are using ChatGPT? You are. You've used it before. You know what? As somebody with this, okay, hold on a second. If I say something right now, is it going to cancel out my degree? Okay, everybody pause for a minute. Hypothetically speaking, so ChatGPT and using AI to write stuff kind of came up, or at least didn't begin to start being used until my last year of college, okay? And hypothetically speaking, I did sometimes use it. Bitch, I was an overtime student, and having to write I'd have 4 different classes that wanted 12-page essays and shit, and it'd be weekly assignments. Why the fuck do I have to write a 12-page? And they'd take it to the max too. It wouldn't just be a 12-page essay. It'd be 12-page essay, due this week. They want no space whatsoever between the lines. It is margin to margin. They want the tiniest font. They want it to be in Times New Roman. It damn near came out to 5,000 words or some shit. It'd be some crazy ass shit for absolutely no fucking reason. Why teachers still do that is beyond me. I think that the only classes that honestly should have essays are literature classes. That makes sense, right? But why the fuck am I taking a math class and writing a fucking essay right now? I feel like essays only work for specific people too. There's no way I'm going to retain that information. And I can tell you right now that essays are probably the worst assignments to give to people, because people are going to attempt to bullshit them. The biggest assignments to attempt to bullshit, in my opinion, are essays. I'm not going to learn shit. If you give me an essay, I'm not learning shit. I am going to be copying and pasting and just rewording it, right? So let me tell you what I used to do. Again, I'm not recommending that any of you do this, right? You should not do this. You'll get caught, right? But here's the thing. There were kids, especially in my last year of college, that I learned were using ChatGPT and stuff like that. And obviously, since AI technology was growing so much and students were beginning to use it to like fake essays and things like that, the schools had come out with these different ways to detect if something had AI language in it or something. Not sure how they did that, but they would. Sometimes it would be wrong too. There would be students that swore up and down I fucking wrote this shit. We'd be in the group me and shit, and they'd be complaining, sending paragraphs I fucking wrote this. My blood, sweat, and tears went into this fucking shit. I stayed up till 4 a.m. writing this, and I got flagged for AI. So maybe if you're a little bit too smart, you'll get flagged for AI when it's not even fucking there. But hypothetically speaking, I did it, right? And I hypothetically never got caught, because what I noticed people were doing, I remember I was in a group chat one time, not a group chat, a group project, and I completely corrected somebody's part of the project because they had to send in this portion of this essay that we all had to write together, and the end of the essay was supposed to be 72 pages, right? Well, their portion that they were supposed to write, I was proofreading it, and I could just tell that this was not written by them. Like, I, with my own eyes, with my own brain, I could tell this was not you, babe. I talked to ChatGPT enough to know that this is ChatGPT, right? So I went in there and fixed it all up, and thank God I did, because even with me fixing it up, it still got flagged, but it was like under a specific percentage, right? So we were fine. But when it came to me, I was like, how are people getting caught doing this shit? Because let me tell you what you do. Okay, I'm again, this is all hypothetical, and you should not do this, okay? All hypothetical. What I would do if maybe I were still in college and if I had to write something and I didn't feel like doing it, I would tell ChatGPT to role play. That's what I feel like people forget. ChatGPT will do whatever you want them to do. And when you tell them to write an essay for something, you don't just say, hey, write about this. You say role play as whatever age you are. Say, let's say it's your third year of college. Say it's your third year of college, right? Role play as a student that is 21 years old in their third year of college, like level grammar. Put a few grammatical errors in there, a few punctuation errors in there, spell a couple things wrong, and write at this like knowledge level, and then write about this subject, okay? So I would do that, and then take said stuff that ChatGPT gave to me, and then rewrite it in my own words. So already the language that's been given to me is not AI language. It's human error language. And then I just add on even more human error. There you go. And I just put it in my voice. That's allegedly, like, that's the way that I would go about it. You know what I mean? So welcome to everybody that's in here. But that's exactly how hypothetically how I did it, and never had any issues and never got caught. So if you're in college and you're suffering and you know what, you got 47 different essays on your plate and you're trying to figure out how to do this, I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm saying it might work. It might, but I don't know how advanced things have gotten. I don't know how, it's been a couple years that I've been out of college, I think. Really? Has it? When did I graduate? I don't remember. I think I graduated last year. I'm talking like I graduated like 8 years ago. I don't know. I would like to think that technology continues to update very quickly, because y'all shouldn't be using ChatGPT for everything, because I have concerns, right? I have concerns because there is definitely some information in some classes that I for sure did not retain. And I was like, hopefully I don't need to use this, because I definitely got some help on it, right? But now that it's like to the point of what it is, like somebody could get through their entire college and like not have to work, like not learn anything. So like, it's a little bit alarming, right? It was to the point where, okay, here's another thing. And I'm not telling you to do this. Okay. I'm not telling you to do this at all. Fiverr exists. Okay. Now this is, if you're like, if you want to for sure know, again, all hypothetical, not telling you guys to do this, right? Not telling you to do this whatsoever. I'm just saying like it exists. Okay. Fiverr exists. And if you have a project that you need done, or if you're working through like a certain website, y'all know how like Math Lab, there's like websites like Math Lab, right? That are specific to like courses, and they give you like a bunch of work that needs to be completed throughout the semester. Well, there's people on Fiverr that will do the entirety of your coursework for the semester for like a set price, like through those websites. Like if it's like Math Lab, I forget what the other ones are, but if you're in college, you know what I'm talking about. They'll do the entirety of it. Like their whole specialization is working this website. They know the answer to every single thing. They guarantee that you will be making this grade or higher. If you don't want a perfect score, they won't give you a perfect score. Okay. And a lot of them, most of them do not charge a lot. I won't even hold you. I'm talking about a semester. I think allegedly, hypothetically, I'm pretty sure that you could get somebody to do your entire coursework for like $100-$200 for the whole semester. Allegedly, right? And if you just need something taken off your plate, you're working hard, you're working jobs, you got to work outside of school, like life is rough, you got a lot of shit going on, you need something taken off your plate, it exists. They'll do whole projects for you. You could pay somebody to do a whole project for you, and they'll do it good too. Not that I would know, never did it, but they do it good. They do it good. And some of them, like if it's not good enough, if you didn't get the grade you wanted or something, you get refunds, you get redos, you get shit like that. I'm just saying, it exists. Now, like I said, allegedly, hypothetically, somebody that I know may have dabbled in it a little bit, but it makes me think about how many people are out there not just dabbling, that are just full blown, like getting every single semester just done for them, and then they're getting the degree and they know nothing, which is definitely a possibility, because I had a friend that approached me one time. Hypothetically. You know what? It wasn't me. It was somebody else that I know. I have a friend that approached somebody else that I know, and that other person that I know offered to do their semester of work for a set amount of money, because that person had already been through those courses and knew what was expected of the state, so they could pass everything and do everything for them. It would have been easy. Okay. And that person genuinely considered having that other person that I know, like, do it, because they wanted to work full time and make money, but they really wanted to get their degree. So, like, how many people out there are actually getting degrees and not learning anything? I don't know, y'all. If you're in school, buddy, that sucks. I hated school. I liked learning, but I hated school. That's the way to put it. I love learning new stuff, right? But I fucking hated school. And I think that it's literally only just because, you know, so many years of it. Once you get through high school, that's when you really get exhausted. I feel like I got really exhausted after like high school. I mean, my first year of college, I was so fucking excited for college. And then after that, it was like I crashed out mentally. I was like, fuck this shit. Fuck the whole college experience. I don't want any of this bullshit. Like, I was just ready to just sleep the rest of my life. I was so exhausted. I completely understand why people take gap years and shit, but I've heard from so many people they take a gap year and then it's difficult for them to come back. Understand that there's nothing wrong with taking a gap, though. There's literally nothing wrong with it. And no matter what age you are, if you're out there and you're listening or watching this and you feel too old to go back to school, you feel like it's gonna be awkward, you're never too old to go back to school. I remember turning around in my computer science classes and seeing like people that were way older than me. I'm talking about they had gray hair and everything. And I actually chatted it up with them. They were pretty cool. There was this one older lady specifically. She was cool as fuck. Had no problem hanging out with that woman. I loved going to class and seeing her. It's never too late to go back to school. So a gap year, 2, 3, it really doesn't matter. Go back if you want to go back. You love both, but you're just super lazy. I get it. I used to think that it was laziness for me, but I really think it was just that I was exhausted. Just now that I'm older and I've my dog, sorry, I don't know if y'all heard her do that dog cough thing. And now that I'm older, I look back on it and I'm like, yeah, I was just like burnt out. That's really what it was. I was just burnt out. You're taking a gap month right now? Are you serious? Or are you joking? Like, you're actually taking a gap month? Any sort of gap is good for you. You need a fucking break, dude. Yeah. A woman in your online class is in her 80s. That's so fucking cool. That reminds me of my grandmother. I think I've talked to you guys about my grandmother. She has multiple like degrees. I'm pretty sure she has like multiple PhDs too, specifically. Like, she turned, once she was in like her 50s or 60s, she just decided to just, all her kids had grown up. You know, she's a grandmother to many grandchildren. So she just decided, fuck it, like, I'll go back to school. So she went back to school and started doing all this random fucking shit. Just whatever it was that she wanted to try. I saw recently a video where somebody was talking about, it was just like a joke somebody was making where they, like, the whole caption had said, like, oh, like, if money weren't an issue or a factor, like, what degree would you be getting right now? And after graduating, I switched my degree so many times, guys. I really did. I switched my degree so many times. If you want me to be honest with you, I'm fine with what I graduated with. I enjoyed what I learned. I enjoyed the degree, right? But there's definitely other stuff that I would have loved to do. But money was a factor in my brain. The only factor that was in my brain was making money. And, you know, everybody wants to make money, right? But it wasn't until I got older that I realized, like, wait, hold on, money's actually not that important. Money is important in, like, you know, paying bills and all that stuff. But I thought growing up, I thought I wanted to be the richest fucking woman alive when I was growing up. I thought I wanted all the money in the world. I thought I wanted the mansion. I wanted the nice cars. I wanted all the food. I wanted all this shit. And in all honesty, now that I'm older, I think about it and I'm like, that was just greed speaking. That was it. It was literally just greed, because now that I'm older, I don't want any of that shit. I really don't. A massive, I think when I think of the stuff that I used to want, I think about it now and I'm like, that sounds like problems. the mansion that I wanted before to me now sounds like so much upkeep. Like, who's going to clean that house? Who's going to trim the yard? Who's going to keep up with all of that? I'm not going to fucking do that shit. I'd be struggling to fucking clean my 1-bedroom apartment. I'd be struggling to convince myself, wash your clothes. Wash the dishes in the sink. I'd be struggling to do that for myself. So who's going to take care of the mansion? And then I think about the nice cars, and I'm like, well, dang, if something happens to the nice car, who's going to fix it up? Who's going to pay to get that resolved? Because an expensive car comes with expensive problems. Not only that, like, have you heard how much, I don't know if any of y'all drive nicer cars. I'm sure a few of you do, because, you know, you might be a car head. If you enjoy cars, you enjoy cars. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not shitting on you. I'm saying for me personally, I just don't care enough about cars to want to spend so much money on one. And I'm not talking about project cars either. I'm talking about just flat out turning around and buying a BMW that you know nothing about. Like, you're just like, I want a BMW, right? So you get the BMW. It just doesn't make sense to me. Do you know how much that costs? Do you know what the car payment on that bitch is? Do you know how many people I talk to and they're like, yeah, my car payment's $1,000. That's not even insurance. They're just talking about the car payment, $1,000. $1,000? You know what I could do with $1,000? Do you know what I could do with a month? $1,000 extra dollars a month. Do you know what I could do with that? And then, baby, mind you, I don't even know. It depends what city you're living in, but like, let's say they're living in Los Angeles, right? Let's say they're living here in LA and they've got a crazy fancy car. Let me tell you, that insurance is fucking insane. The insurance in LA is insane. Holy shit. I don't know what I expected. My insurance for the state for Georgia is $250. And that's somebody that I don't have no like accidents. I had accidents from when I was younger, but I wasn't at fault. They were at fault. They paid for everything, right? It was all resolved. But I've never been in an accident. I've never gotten a ticket. I've never been pulled over. Nothing. Never gotten a warning. I've never done nothing wrong. Y'all know I don't break the law. I'm scared. I'm scared of prison and jail. Y'all know it. I'm scared of the police. I'm scared of all of that. I don't want to do it. Y'all scare me. But $250 is what it costs me. Out here in LA, I know somebody that switched their insurance when they moved out here, right? They had to switch their insurance, like, because their insurance didn't cover Los Angeles. And it fucking makes sense. I completely understand why. That person's car is fucked. They can't park anywhere. Since they moved here, every single week, it's like they have a new issue on their car. Their car is beat the fuck up. They came here with a car that was in okay condition, like good condition. You know, it's an older car. They came in good condition. There was no dings, no scratches, no issues. Their car looks like it's been in like several accidents because people just hit that shit and then drive away. I assume it's because nobody has insurance here, because when they looked for insurance here to like switch over, the lowest they could find was like $500. They've never been in an accident, never gotten a ticket, never anything. $500 a month. So you're telling me, let's say that I have the BMW, $1,000, and now I promise you, babe, it's going to be more than 500 because it was 500 for like, this is like a normal car. Like, we're talking like a Toyota, just like Corolla, like very normal car. A BMW, they're going to whack the fuck out of you for that. But let's just say 500. That's $1,500 a month. You're telling me $1,500 a month of driving? I can't imagine myself being able to do that. There's no amount of driving that I can do that I would think is sufficient enough to cost me $1,500 a month, and that's not even including gas. Fuck. Oh my God, gas? You see what I'm saying, y'all? This all cycles back to the things that I wanted growing up. Now that I'm older, I'm like, I really don't want that. I don't. I can't even imagine having that. $1,500, you'll walk. You know, I've heard of people that pay $1,500 and that's just the car payment. We're talking about including insurance and everything here. There's people out there that are like losing their minds, y'all. Is anybody in the chat paying that much? Be real. Anybody in the chat paying $1,000, $1,500 for their car payment right now? Oh my gosh. My laptop's not plugged in. Hold on. Oh, sorry. If it died, y'all would have lost me. No way, y'all wouldn't pay that. My insurance is going to be $400 because under 25. Oh yeah, I heard about that. When you're under 25, it's like more expensive, which sucks. I'm getting up there though. See, that's one of the good things about getting older. But one of the bad things about getting older is once I turn 26, my parents' insurance is gone. The health insurance, I am no longer under my mother's health insurance. I have to get my own. That sounds really scary, actually. That sounds really scary. Oh my God. My laptop is now trying to update on you guys. What is happening? Oh my God, y'all, I'm so sorry. Hold on. This shit is telling me to pick a time where it's going to happen in 5 minutes. I get stressed out. And now it's not loaded. Y'all still see me, right? Please don't lose me, y'all. I'm here. Okay. That was so stressful. Oh, I'm so sorry. Anyway, y'all. Man, I've been getting are y'all doing okay? Are y'all doing all right? I've been getting a few DMs from y'all that everybody's like, hey, can you talk about mental health? Can you talk about being nonchalant? All this and that. It seems like some of y'all are going through some stuff. How are y'all feeling? Are y'all feeling okay? Is there something in the air for y'all? Is it just the time of the year? Is it getting cold outside? How are y'all feeling? The person who asked me, somebody not good, it's not, you're not doing good. That's, hey baby, Christmas is coming. Why are we not doing good? In the fall, mental health rates go up though. Okay. Depression. Damn, y'all are not, damn. Well, what the fuck, y'all? Holy shit. That's not what I was expecting. Oh, midterms, buddy. Your birthday's in 10 days? Shut up. Mine's in like 2 weeks. Seasonal depression is hitting y'all. Okay. Well, then maybe today's a good day to talk about mental health. Because I've gotten a lot of people messaging me and asking me to speak about mental health along with like what it's like smoking and dealing with mental health issues. First of all, the person who DM'd me asked me about, they were like, smoke a blunt and talk about being nonchalant. Buddy, you're asking the wrong person. I'm probably the most like chalant person there is. Is that the right way to use that? I am not nonchalant. I am quite literally the utter opposite of what nonchalant is. I overthink everything. I stress about everything, and I will cry over anything. Y'all know that. Oh, I'll cry for no reason at all. I don't even know why. Sometimes I just get overwhelmed with emotion. If it's good, bad, happy, sad, it doesn't matter. If it is an overwhelming amount of emotion, I'm going to cry. I am. If you even slightly raise your voice at me, waterworks. If I think that something's wrong, even if nothing's wrong, if like my brain tells me something's wrong with this person, I'm gonna start crying because I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, like, is it me? Did I do something? Like, what's wrong? Like, fuck. So no, I can't. I'm really not the person to come to ask about being nonchalant, because being nonchalant in life sounds awful. Anyone in the chat nonchalant? It's the Scorpio in us, is it? I think being nonchalant is the worst way to live life. I can't imagine going through life, because it's one of two things. If you're nonchalant because you're hiding your emotion and you're choosing just not to show it. It's either that, or the worst one is that you're actually not feeling anything about the situation, which is even worse. I am a very emotional person. Sometimes I would say that I hate it. Sometimes I would say that I wish that I wasn't such an emotional person. But in all honesty, that's really what life is. Feeling that shit. Feeling the emotions. I love feeling emotions. I love getting so fucking happy that like my body starts like feeling like it's shaking. Like I feel like I gotta jump up and down, right? I love that shit. I love smiling so hard that my cheeks start to hurt. I love crying. I love crying super hard after going through something and feeling like that lifted a weight off my chest. I love getting angry sometimes. I know that might sound bad to some of you, but getting filled up with anger, like this thing just upset me so much. Like you feel your body temperature like rise and shit. Feeling that is so human. And I feel like this whole idea of like being nonchalant and acting like these things don't matter or acting like you don't care, I feel like that's the worst way to live life. It's the worst way to live it. People take life for granted. No, yeah, they do. There's so many aspects of life that get taken for granted, and all of us do it. There's not one person in here that doesn't take life for granted in some way. I try my absolute fucking hardest every day to remind myself. I still do I still do the whole daily gratitude thing. I don't do it exactly in the morning, but I do it at some point throughout the day. I think about all the stuff I'm grateful for. I literally will just say thank you out loud for like random things that are happening. It's important to do that. It's very important to do that. I feel like that had shifted my perspective. In all honesty, I felt like the past couple years especially have been really fucking hard for me. Emotionally, just like so difficult. Just depression, the ups and downs of money. I was working 3 jobs. I was an overtime student. I'd be working till like 5, 6 a.m. Like life was hard. It was rough. My grandmother passed away in December. I lost a friend like a couple years ago, like literally like passed away. Like a really close friend. That was difficult. Like a couple years ago, my childhood dog died too. Like there's just so many things that just were piling up and piling up and piling up, and I just was not doing well. And I felt like every time I went through something bad, not even to mention I was in and out of the hospital because I had all these like fucking health issues, and like my heart, I was having heart problems, and fuck y'all, life was beating me. Bitch was punching me, spitting on me, and kicking on me. Like I couldn't get up. I literally couldn't get up. Every day felt like a fucking battle. Literally. I was at my lowest probably. And I felt like every time something else happened to me, I felt like I didn't get enough time to recover from the last thing. And I would just wallow in that shit. I'd be like, oh wow, here we go again. Here comes another thing. Like I'm just always waiting for the shoe to drop, you know? That's how my therapist would explain it to me. Like there'd be times where like things would go good for a second and I'd be happy, but I'd have like kind of like this feeling of worry, like, okay, like what's going on now? When's it gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And I would even say it to myself. I would say shit like, oh, like that always happens to me. Like, oh, like this is definitely gonna go wrong. Like that always happens to me. Oh, like this is nothing new. I would say shit like that over and over again every single day. And every time something bad would happen, all I could focus on was how much my life sucked. My life sucked so bad to me. And I couldn't get over it, and nobody could tell me any differently. And even if I'd be listening to other people's problems, all I'd be thinking in the back of my head is, well, at least you're not going through what I'm going through. Like, at least you don't have going on with it. Like, trust me, it could be a lot worse, bud. It could be a lot worse for you. All I could think about was how shitty everything was for me. That was it. And then one day, like, I just started, like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain. I don't even know what flipped the switch in my brain. I don't. I just woke up one day and I was like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want to feel like I was battling myself and life constantly. Like I felt like I wasn't getting to enjoy life, but yet I felt like life was more just like war. Every day was a real fucking battle. Like, holy shit, I woke up again today in the worst way possible. And so I just decided like, well, what are some things that I'm happy about? Oh yeah, sorry. That last hit that I just took definitely had some fucking cardboard in it. Ugh. But I just decided one day to wake up and think, well, what is it that I'm happy about? What is something good that I liked? I was like, well, I was living in a nice apartment. I worked those 3 jobs, not because I had to, but because I wanted to, because I told myself, well, I want to live in a luxury building with the floor to ceiling windows. So I'm going to go work and get all the money that I can so I can afford it. So I was working my ass off. So I thought, okay, well, I like my apartment. My apartment's nice. I didn't mind my jobs at the time. I liked the jobs that I had. Although I was overworked, I was happy with the jobs that I had. So I'd be grateful for that. Then I thought about my pets and my parents being healthy. And I thought about just the fact that I was in school and still being able to fucking survive. Like, y'all, I was on the president's list and the dean's list when I was in college. Like, bitch, I was putting in that work. I was indeed. I wanted to be an A student. I wanted to have that under my belt. I wanted to be proud of myself for the things that I was doing. And every day I would just remind myself of little things like this. Every day. Until one day it kind of became like a habit. And instead of thinking about the bad stuff that was happening, every morning I was thinking about the good stuff that was happening. And I started literally seeing my outlook on everything change. Instead of like waiting for the other shoe to drop, I would just enjoy how things were good in the moment. And if something bad happened, I didn't think, oh my God, my life is over now. What the fuck is going on? Instead, I would think, oh, okay, well, it's just right now. It's just a little bump in the road. That's what life is. It takes a lot to get there, because I feel like I've gotten to the point now that if something happens, like, I don't really get too upset over anything. Like, I might get a little bit angry in the moment. I might get a little bit sad, but I'm very quick to bounce back. Very quickly. Same day, I will bounce back, because it's like there's a voice in my head, instead of telling me things are awful, things are not going well. There's a voice in my head saying to me, like, what's life? What are you going to do? It happened. You can't sit here and keep thinking about, well, what if it didn't happen? Well, what if things were different? I wish it had gone this way. Why didn't it go this way? You keep thinking about all these other ways that it could have like panned out. But the thing is, you can think about that all you want, but that doesn't change how it panned out. That doesn't change what happened. And I'm very happy to be at that point in my life, because I feel like at turning 24 years old, fuck, bitch, turning 24 fucking years old in 2 weeks. I feel like I'm glad that I discovered it this early. I wish I would have discovered it earlier. Let me tell you, if you're 19 years old, if you're younger and you're listening to this, buddy, ooh, I wish I had this knowledge when I was your age. I wish so bad that I had it. So take what I'm saying very seriously. At least I have the knowledge now, because I can't imagine. Oh, baby, I used to be such an angry little teenager. It was that teenage angst in me. They're not joking about that shit. I was a hothead. Bitch, I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was so angry at everything. I took everything so seriously and just so directly to heart. Now, not so much. I also think that my perspective on a lot of stuff is interesting. And the internet, I feel like, reminds me of that. Somebody will be going through something online. Sorry, I had to see what the fuck is written on this label, because I don't know what the fuck I'm smoking, and I took that hit, and I felt like I felt that hit the second that I inhaled. I was like, hold on, what the fuck am I smoking? That was really strong. Oh my god. I don't know what the hell's in this fucking bowl that I'm like pulling out of right now, y'all. This ashtray, I don't know what any of this is. Oh my god. You're 19. This is the first live you decided to join in a few weeks. Well, welcome back. Sounds like you were supposed to hear this. You have to remind yourself, life happens for you, not to you. That's really important. Something that I've learned is that I don't get so angry at life. Some of this, damn, I'm like cooked right now. Sorry. Something that I feel about life is typically when stuff happens, I don't think, even if it's bad, I don't think that it's a bad thing that it happened to me. I feel like, okay, well, this happened now so that something better can happen to me. I just know, like, this is part of my plan. This is part of how things are supposed to go. I mean, that way of thinking is more written in like spirituality and religion, but I feel like I already know the path that I'm supposed to be on. I know what I'm supposed to do, and I know that all of this is going to work out. I know that for a fact. I'm not saying this way of thinking works for everybody, because like the way that I think is like, well, if I want to do something, I'm going to go and I'm going to do it. I'm not going to hold back on it. Even if it's something that sounds stupid to somebody, even if it sounds like to somebody I'm putting myself in a situation that like most likely won't work out. For some reason, every time that I have wanted to do something or felt like this was something that was for me, I never didn't do it. I always went and jumped for it. And it has always worked out. It always has. So if you're not doing what you want to do, maybe you should be changing it up. Maybe you should be switching it up, to be honest. We always hold ourselves back from so much. It's not your fault, though. And that's the part that I feel like is hard for some people. It's not your fault that you're holding yourself back. It's what you were taught. I had this conversation with somebody recently, and it was such a good fucking conversation, but we have so much to unlearn. Thank you to our parents for raising us the best that they could. because they only raised us with what they were taught. But I feel like we're all taught, you grow up, you get to a certain age, you get married, you have kids, you have a job that supports you, and you're happy, and that's life. But that life doesn't work for everybody. Not everybody wants that life. And so, you know, there are people who love that life. And if that life sounds wonderful to you, if graduating college, immediately getting married, you know, having a kid at like 24, 25, like if that's the life that sounds good to you, then that's your life. You should do that. That's amazing. And I'm so happy that you found something that was right for you and you can obtain that, right? But if that doesn't sound like what you want to do, then you shouldn't do it. And if you don't do it, it doesn't make you a failure. You know, there's so many people that I went to school with that got married already. I'm turning 24. I know so many people that are married. Pretty much everyone that I went to school with is fucking married. They all married each other. You know, I have some thoughts about that, but you know what? I'm just happy for you. I'm happy, girl. I'm so happy for you, right? They had kids together. Like, they've got kids and shit. And I don't think anything bad of it, but like for me, I'm like, whoa. Oh my God, like I'm nowhere near done with the things that I want to do. Like I have so much more that I need to do. You know, I see kids in my future, right? I definitely do. Not anytime soon though. I think it's like y'all have already, I've had this conversation with you guys where I'm like, I'm probably going to adopt. I'd like to adopt maybe somebody who's like around like 10 years old, maybe a little bit older. And I want to be older. Like, you know, I want to be gray. That's what I want to do. I want to live a full life. I want to do everything I want to do. I know that one day I'll wake up and I'll know that it's time for me to have kids. There's no other way for me to explain that. I just know that the day will come and I will wake up and I'll be ready, but it's not anytime soon. I got too much left to do. You're 24 and married. Congratulations. It's good. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. But for me, that just doesn't sound like the life that I want. So it's not the life that I picked. I started doing fucking random shit and doing whatever it is I wanted to do. And it took me a while to do it. I mean, I'm sitting here talking to you guys on a live stream right now. And I could tell you right now that if you would have asked me a couple years ago if I thought I'd be doing this, the answer would be no. I wanted to do it. Oh, I so fucking badly wanted to do it. I used to go live on like TikTok and like growing up when it became a thing to go live, that shit was so much fun. I loved it. I used to go live all the time, like on Instagram and shit. I had no following. Like it was just like me going live. I would go live on like TikTok. There'd be like 2 people watching me or something. I'd be yapping my ass off. Those 2 people would turn to 0, then to 1, then to 0. I'd still keep talking, just kept on yapping because I just loved doing it. It was so fun to me. It was so fun. And now look at what the fuck we're doing. The reason why I'm here right now is because I just chose to jump one day. Literally. I hadn't graduated school yet. I hated my life at the time. I was going through medical problems. I lost my job. I lost my job, got a new job, and then lost that job too. Oh my God. I got fired from the first job because I was having medical issues. I was in the ER and I got fired for being not at work because I was in the ER. So I got fired for that. And then the second job that I lost, I had said the F word and I don't know. I apparently wasn't allowed to say that. I didn't say it in like a fuck like situation, right? It was literally just in a casual conversation I said it, and apparently like I don't know, I had always been like more of a virtual worker because like I started my like career during the pandemic, so I always worked from home, right? And so this is my first time being in corporate office, like in person, and I said the F word in casual conversation with somebody, and it was not allowed apparently because I got fired for it. They said we can't have somebody like that representing our company because I was like one of the higher ups, and so I was like, facts, I totally get it, dude. Like, all right, thank you, bye. Okay, so fuck, all right, and I left. That was it. And that's okay. I had another job lined up, and I started working that one, and then I realized I hated my life. I worked in that in the corporate office for very little time, like a couple weeks, and I hated it. Oh, I could not do that. Working from home was cool because maybe I just had gotten used to working from home, but I worked in person in like a corporate office, and I fucking felt like I wanted to there's no other way for me to say it. Because like it was a 9 to 5, right? But I'd have to wake up at like 5 a.m. to start getting ready to drive to beat the traffic and get there on time, right? And then when I would leave said work, it took me so much time to get through the traffic to get back home. So it was more like a 5 a.m. to like 7 p.m. And I couldn't live that life every single day because 7 p.m. I get home. First, I try to go to the gym. By the time I get out the gym, it's late at night. And so I'd have to cook myself dinner. I cook myself dinner, buddy. I'm not sitting down to eat till like 10 o'clock. And at this point, I'm exhausted because I woke up at 5 a.m. and I'm like, fuck, I got to wake up again tomorrow. I didn't even get a chance to breathe. Immediately go, lay back down, go to bed, wake up, repeat. Makeup, hair, clean outfit, heels. Fuck, over and over again. I couldn't do it. That was not the life for me. And so I left. That was the end of the job. Here's my lighter. Oh. That was the end of the job. And at the time, I didn't have any job after I left. And I had no idea what I was going to do. This is at the beginning of 2023. I had saved up money, so I knew I could survive for a bit. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try to do social media. I had been trying to do social media since 2019, and just like it wasn't really taking off. And then in 2023, when I just jumped and went all in, because I was like, fuck it, this is what I want to do, I'm going to try it. But here we are now. Here we are now. It wasn't a customer service job. It was not customer service. Actually, it wasn't supposed. It was what's it called? Ugh, I can't think off the top of my head. I'm so fried right now. It's gonna bother me if I don't remember. Hold on. Oh my god, what is it called? Like, it's a company, and I oversee all the franchises of that company. Oh my god, why can't I think of the title of the position? Oh my god, people start guessing. Start guessing what the title of the position is. And that's why I got fired. No, not HR. Fuck. Maybe, I don't even think I have my resume anymore. Maybe it's written on my resume. Not a regional manager, not a supervisor. I was a supervisor of some sort. So technically, yeah. Not CEO. No, I wasn't CEO. Not regional manager. Operations manager. There we go. I oversaw, I was an operations manager. That's what it was. And I oversaw all the branches. Not branches, but all the, I guess it would be branches. All the franchises of said company. TikTok is crazy. And so my job was pretty much to just make sure everything was operating. And it was like it's crazy actually. It was for a medical practice. A medical company of some sort. I can't say the name of the medical company. It was a medical company, and they had all these other little medical places that would do like plastic surgery stuff. And I knew nothing about surgery. I didn't have any medical background. I didn't know shit. And they gave me like all these books of information about different like procedures and cosmetic stuff that I had to like learn and memorize. I had to memorize like fucking medical procedures, and I was like, why? And they were like, oh, because like if something like goes wrong, like you're the first point of contact for everything. Like basically I was the point of contact between like the owner, like between the places and like the owner of the company. So like serious stuff went through me. Like this was very serious. Like, okay, this medical practice, maybe a machine that they had for like plastic surgery stuff, like if it malfunctioned, like Jezabelle, bitch, like this is happening. Like, what do we do? And I'm like, girl, turn it on and off. They wanted me to learn all of that. But yeah, I ended up having, if you want me to be honest with you, I don't think that I got fired. Okay, I'll tell y'all the situation. I've talked about the situation before, but just in case anybody's new here or if you don't remember. So here's what happened. I was at one of the branch locations. Mind you, I'm like 22 years old, right? 22, 23 years old. And I'm overseeing like grown adults, like at this branch specifically that I had gone to that day. The women that I was overseeing, it was like 6 or 7 women in this practice. And it was all women that worked there. It was like 7 different women in the practice. And they were maybe in their 40s. I think they were in their 40s. They talked about their kids and stuff. And they already seemed uncomfortable straight up when I was there. Like so I went there, the CEO like met, or like the owner met me there, and like just to like introduce me and like, you know, be letting everybody know like this is the new higher up. She's gonna be doing this for you guys. Da, 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 da. I could tell that they did not like me. They did not like me at all. And then at lunchtime, like when they take lunch, like they close the whole practice down. And when it was lunchtime, I like sat down to like eat with everybody, right? And they were like talking about their kids and stuff. And it was just like the older women at this point that were like, I think it was like 2 or 3 women, and they were like older, and they were like kind of like, they were like the doctors or the people that were like doing the surgeries or the procedures and stuff. And they were like talking about like their kids. And then like, I kind of just like put myself in the conversation because we're all sitting and eating together. So I was like, I should like try to make nice. Right. And I tried talking to them. And when I tell you, they gave me the most disgusted look when I like said something. That was not my group. Those were not my girls. You know, they were not happy about me being there. I could just like tell. And then later on, like the only person that I really got along with was the girl that was in the front, probably because she was closer to my age. And she was so cute. She was so cool. And we were just exchanging conversation, just like very casually. And I said the F word in casual conversation, right? I whispered it, but apparently a customer overheard it, right? There was like a client like that was getting procedures done that was in the waiting area. And I swear to God, I whispered because the other girl was cussing too. And we were both whispering back and forth, right? Cussing a little bit back and forth. But I said the F word. That's the only thing that I said. Apparently, I go home. I think everything's fine. I leave. I go home. I come to work the next day, back at the headquarters. I go into work. And I'm like, hi guys, what's up? And they're like, Jezabelle, so how was it? And I was like, oh, it was great. I had so much fun, like talking with such and such in the front. Like everybody was so great. They're like, yeah, so why don't you take a seat for us? Like, we'd like to talk to you. And I'm like, okay. They start talking to me and they say that he pulls out this sheet of paper he had printed out. He had typed and printed out. He said, I got a call from such and such today, which was one of the older ladies that was like one of the doctors. And she says that you said, and he listed off all of these cuss words, including cunt. One of the words was cunt. And this right here, right now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't say that word. I don't like that word. That word's disgusting to me. There are 2 words that I don't like, and they're both the C words, okay? The C-U-N-T, hate that word. And C-O-C-K, I don't like that word. Ugh, it's so aggressive, and there's no need to use it. I just don't like it, okay? They said that I said every single, like, the bitch, the F word, like, I just went on a rampage and said all these words and was talking about fighting somebody. Yes, that's what he said. I never said any of that. I did not. That never came out my mouth. The second he said that to me, though, I just went, oh. Okay. And he's like, yeah, do you have anything to say about that? Is there anything you want to tell me? And I was like, I definitely didn't say all of that, but I will tell you that I did say the F word and I apologize. And I completely understand why you would be upset and how that could be wrong. And I didn't know that there was a client that overheard me, and I apologize for the client overhearing me. And he's like, yeah, and then he started talking about how he's like, like this, I think that like, this is not something that we can have on our team, and like talking to me about how I represent the company and all this and that. And I could have sat there and I could have told him, I didn't say any of those words, like they're lying to you, da 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 da. But there's just certain feelings that you have in a moment. And in that moment, it seemed like he had made up his mind. It seemed as though he didn't verify any of this information. He wasn't coming to ask me, Jezabelle, did you say this? Is this true? It was, do you have anything to say about this? As in, he had already made up his mind about how he felt about the situation, and in his brain, he didn't feel the need to verify it. So I'm not going to feel the need to fight you for it. Because one thing about me is I loved money, right? And I wanted to work, but I'm not going to beg for a job. I'm not going to beg for a job, especially not at one where it feels like I'm not wanted. So after that little bit, he went to say like that he was like, I think we made a mistake, you know, because like one of the things that he said to me during my interview is like, he was very surprised with how young I was, with how much experience that I had, but he wanted to like bring youth into the company and this and that, right? And I think that that's what he was referencing when he says, I believe that we made a mistake, like we shouldn't have hired you, and like talking about how he's hired young people before and never had this issue. And I literally just cut him off, and I was like, no need. I completely understand that you have to take care of the face of this company, and I understand that I said that I understand that you have to keep up with the face of this company, and you can't have somebody that is using this language be the face of the company. So I completely understand. I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to work for you in your company. I enjoyed it while I was here. Thank you so much. I shook his hand, handed him the keys to the office, and then I was like, I'm out. And I just walked out. And that was it. That's how I got fired. That's how I got let go. But that's when I realized, I was like, I can't do this shit, dog. That was insane. I couldn't say the F word. He thought I said a lot more, but all I said was the F word. But I feel like the women there just didn't like me, and the lady just made some shit up to get rid of me. And I was like, I'll take it. I wasn't going to fight for it. I mean, like, he had made up his mind, but not only did he had like make up his mind, but it was also just like, this woman's been working for you for how long? If I turn around and say she's a liar, like, I'm not about to fight this man about this. I'm not about to attempt to do that. I'm not about to do that. It's just not worth the energy. You know what I did? I went home, and I went home happy that I wasn't driving in traffic. It was still early in the morning, so I went, worked out, got myself some breakfast, and I was like, all right, we're changing my life now. It's okay. That was meant to happen. That was really when I started living up to the whole thing where it's like, well, what can I do? Like that moment right there, which was like such a drastic moment in my life. Because that position that I had, I loved so much. Like I wanted that position so badly, to be an operations manager. I wanted that position. That was definitely one of my like end goals, and to be so like be like at my end goal, like at such a young age, I was like, well, shit, like this is fucking so cool, so awesome. And then I realized, wait, nope, you know what? I worked my whole life. I worked my ass off. I went to school. I did everything that I was supposed to do, and I just had everything snatched away from me. That was like a wake up call for me, that I was like, holy fucking shit. Because I had left a job for that job. I left a great job for that job. Before I was doing that, I was overseeing marketing for a tech company. And it was great. I worked from home and everything. I loved it. I just had to wake up super early because it was based out of another country. So I'd have to wake up at like fucking 4 or 5 in the morning to like immediately hop into like meetings and shit, which I just didn't want to work that early anymore. I just didn't want that. And so I had left that job to go into that one. And oh my God, when I saw that, like, wow, I left a great job working from home to come and work in office just to have everything snatched away like that. The fact that somebody had that much power over me that they could just snatch it away. And then all of a sudden, boom, you are jobless now. I was like, fuck. I couldn't do it. That was the wake up call that I needed, where I was like, okay, well, you know what? What am I going to do about it? That's life. Oh. Because of one word too, yep. That's what office politics are about. Yeah, no, dude, I can't. It's crazy because when I was younger, bro, I wanted to do that stuff so bad. I wanted to be in a corporate office so bad. This was a gorgeous office too. This was a gorgeous office. This was like a penthouse of a high-rise in Buckhead. So beautiful. You had like 360 views of the entire city. It was gorgeous. I got to dress like, I had to, dress business casual, but like I could wear what I wanted. I could pretty much like wear whatever I wanted. And so I chose to dress a little bit more classier because it felt good, but I could technically show up in like just jeans if I wanted to. They had free breakfast catered every single morning, and it was good breakfast too. They'd also have lunch catered sometimes. There was always some sort of food that was provided. There were snacks throughout the day, beverages, all different types of coffees and lattes, energy drinks, like everything pretty much. Like, you'd be good, right? They had like couches everywhere. It was super chill. It was super nice. So to me, I was like, damn, like, I made it, bitch. I made it. I was so happy in this glass office. It was so cool. I was so happy. You got fired for laughing at an office job because it was unprofessional. That's insane. You've been watching me since last November. Oh my God. Yeah, we're coming up on a year of like streaming. I used to come on here, I used to stream every single day. Every day. That's crazy. Every day. But they were short streams. It wasn't like long, like I didn't sit for like and chill for like an hour. Like, it would literally be like 15 minutes. But it was because I'd come on here and I would just stream during the time that I smoked before I ate dinner. Sometimes I would like make dinner. In the very beginning, when I first started live streaming, I like made dinner on camera and would smoke and be like, okay, bye guys. You really think it was the receptionist that the girl that I liked that snitched on me? It's possible. I thought we really got along. But yeah, no, man, I can't, like, I'm so glad I'm not there anymore. My life changed so much from that point. I feel like I've lived so many different lives. Yeah, every day. And I used to smoke. I used to go balls to the wall on here. Every day too. I would specifically, like, I'd come on here and I'd smoke like it'd be 10, 15 minutes. I'd try to face like a whole cone, like a whole king cone. I have some crazy shit. Sometimes I'd take dabs too. That was insane. I was getting so fried every day for no reason. But you know what? It was in November, so who knows? That might happen again. Like, getting like super fried like that, because it's around the holidays it happens. Because, you know, you're eating all day long. That's like the real time to like eat and pig out. It's just a great time to take dabs. That's insane. The girl I got closest with stole my pay from me, and when I told my boss because he liked her, he didn't fire her, even though I reported it to the police as well. I had to work with her or quit. I chose to quit. That's fucking crazy. What the fuck? Oh my God. Oh. Life's kind of crazy. Life's just always crazy. I always wonder, like I just said, like, I feel like I've lived so many different lives. And what's so insane is I have no idea where I'm going to be in 5 years or in 10 years. No idea. It switches up, buddy. I have lived so many different lives and done so many different things that, like, I wonder what it is I'm going to be doing. I wonder how different it's going to be. It's kind of scary. I wonder where I'm going to be living. I stream on your birthday next Monday. Ooh. Dang, there's a lot of Scorpios in here. What the heck? There's a lot of people that were born in November in here. You barely know what next month is going to look like. Nah, just live it one day at a time, honestly. This was a crazy stream. I don't even remember what we talked about. I got a little bit too fried about halfway through, and I don't necessarily remember what the first half of this was. I kind of just looked at the time and saw that it's been like 58 minutes, and now I'm like, what the fuck happened for 58 minutes? Oh my God. I can't even, you know, sometimes I get to the end of the stream, right? We get to the end of the episode, and I'm like, okay, bye guys. And then like I end it and I'm like, did I even talk about anything? Like, I'll literally forget. I'm like, what did I talk about? Like, I try remembering what it is, and I'm like, dang, was there like a lot of like just open like space where I didn't say anything? Like, was I just sitting there? And then like I'll log off and everything, and when I upload the podcast episode, I'll start clicking through, and there's not a split second where I even took a breath. And I don't even know how I connect this. I've had people literally DM me and be like, Jezabelle, like, I want to start streaming too. Like, How do you like plan what it is that you're going to talk about? Like, what do you do? Like, what is it that you think about? Like, how are you talking about this stuff? Like, how do you come up with these ideas? I never know what I'm going to talk about. I never know what's going to happen when I get on here. Every time that I come to get on here, buddy, I've been doing this for almost a year. Soon it will be a year. And I'm not going to lie to you. Every single day that I have gotten on here, I always thought, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. Sometimes I even got stressed before it. I was like, damn, what am I going to talk about today? Like, fuck, what is it going to be? Like, I'll have no idea. I'll be thinking about it all day. I'll for real be trying to put it together. I'll be like, Jezabelle, come on, think of something. Like, bring good conversation to the table. I can never do it. Then all of a sudden I sit down right here. I fucking take a hit and I'm like, so let me tell you. And then I blink and it's an hour later. For a year straight, I have no idea how we got here, but we did. I wonder how long I'll be able to do this for. Do you think eventually I'll run out of words? I think it's because, I come on here. I don't know. I just come on here and I tell you guys about everything that happens to me. As long as I continue living, as long as I continue going outside, I think I'll always have conversation for us. Anyway, guys, this has been a fire episode. I feel like we got really deep here. I don't know if we touched on mental health too much, but hopefully y'all took something from this stream. Live your life a little bit more the way that you want to live it. And if you're going through something, I'm sorry you're going through something, but hey, you're not alone. There's a lot of people in here that are feeling the exact same way that you're feeling. Don't get too caught up in it, though. Don't wallow in it. It's good to feel emotion, but it's not good to let it take you over. Don't succumb to an entire emotion. Live your life. Take your time to cry. Take your time to breathe. But remember to get up each day and try your best to live a good day for yourself, not for anybody else. Don't do what somebody else wants you to do. Live a good life for yourself because, baby, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you go into that ground alone. So please do stuff for yourself. I love you guys so much. I hope that you had a great weekend. I hope you had a great day today. I hope it was a good Monday. Hey, if it wasn't, well, you got through it, bitch. Tomorrow's Tuesday, then the next day's Wednesday, and we're halfway through the week, and that's fucking awesome. Wednesday's the best stream day. Come on now. Love Wednesdays. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. I hope you sleep well tonight, and I hope you wake up feeling great because tomorrow's going to be a great day. I'm so excited for tomorrow. What's going to happen? I love you guys so much. Good night, everybody. I'll see you on Wednesday. Don't forget to submit your little submissions if you want to be on Wednesday's episode. Okay, love you.